Whenever someone asks me where to visit in China, I always tell them to not overlook Jinan. So Jinan is known as the City of Springs or Chengcheng because it is a city that is directly built above more than 700 natural mountain springs. Geographically, it sits right between Taishan to the south and Huanghe to the north. Because of that unique terrain, underground water gets pushed through these subterranean limestones, creating an endless flow of natural springs across the city. People often call Jinan the Jiangnan of the north because it's got the same leafy and relaxing water town charm that is usually only found in the south. However, although I think Jinan does share a lot of similarities, I think it's got scenery that is definitely one of a kind. I'm telling you, the spring water in Jinan is so clear that it doesn't even seem real. And the best of all, and I think the best thing about Jinan, is that its history isn't locked behind a museum glass or an expensive ticket. A huge portion of its scenic spots are actually public parks that are completely free to visit. I talked about the Black Tiger Spring in one of my previous videos. The whole area or park is built where in the middle are the 5 tiger heads carved out of stone, which in a traditional scenic area perspective would be the main focal point. But then right next to it are lines of spring water taps, where locals bring jugs and bottles to collect spring water for their everyday uses. And then right next to that is a swimming pool of spring water where locals go for a swim in natural spring water. So honestly, walking around and seeing these places in Jinan is honestly quite a unique experience because on one hand, it is a beautiful attraction. So beautiful that I feel like I shouldn't be able to see without a ticket. But there it is, completely free, and you turn your head a little and you see locals just living their lives and minding their own businesses. It's just so amazing because the water carries thousands of years of history, but it is so seamlessly integrated into everyday life. For someone like me who likes to travel by really slowing down and seeing the city and experiencing its culture, Jinan is definitely one of my favorite cities to go to. It's just a city where you don't feel the rush or pressure to constantly rush around and have spots ticked off. It's a city built more for slow travel, and the public spaces are also quite big, so you don't feel crammed with a lot of people, with maybe the exception of Baotuquan, of course. But otherwise, in most of the rest of the city, you can definitely take your time and relax, whether that be mornings wandering quiet alleyways built along streams, or sit by the lotus blooms by Daminghu in the afternoon, or end your day having some nice Shandong comfort food. My personal favorite Shandong cuisine, if you're looking for something to try, is called bazirou, which is a slow braised pork belly that literally melts in your mouth. Some cities in China will impress you with how massive their skylines are. Others will impress you with how fast-paced they feel, but Jinan is honestly different. It doesn't try to flex on you in any way. The people there are also really nice, and it just makes you feel really warm. It's kind of like walking through your favorite park, and it's so simple, but it's so easy to fall in love with. And you can't help but to come back here over and over again. There's definitely so much more to say about Jinan, but as I was doing my research for this video, I realized that if I went into every detail and talked about every spot, this video would probably be over an hour long. So instead, I decided to talk about the city as a whole and how I felt when I was there. I hope I did a good job and inspire you to visit because I honestly think Jinan is beautiful and is definitely worth seeing. Anyways, this has been a long one, and if you're still here, thank you so much for sticking till the end. And I'll see you next time.